So part of the history of that thing is too, when they were filling that in, supposedly, I don't know whether it is or not, but it probably is, there's supposed to be a bunch of old cars. Back in the day they had scrap cars, so that's what they put down there first and then put the dirt over top of it. Now y'all look at that sunrise. We're J-Town and down Jackson, Mississippi, heading home. It's 6:35 right now a.m. I done been on the road since 5 this morning, coming back from Roxie, R-O-X-I-E. I've got a great video film from down there. Did some tree work. Left yesterday morning at 4 o'clock. Went down there, got there about a little after 8. Slayed a bunch of trees. If you follow me on Instagram, you've already seen some snippets of the job from down there. Didn't have to do any cleanup, just put them all on the ground for them. It was well over 20 trees whacked. And there's guys who own it. They're from Louisiana, over around Laplace, and they own this property up here, and it's kind of their
Use the
camp.
left 2 lanes to take exit 46 on the left onto I-55 north toward Grenada.
We're not doing that. We're gonna go on over here by the airport, old girl. We're gonna get off, cut through. That keeps me off of Lakeland Drive over there, so that I don't have to deal with all them crazy lights. Man, the water's up over here, boy. What you talking about? Look at it.
Keep left.
Nope. We're gonna stay on I-20. Old girl.
In 4.3 miles, take exit 98 beyond to Lakeland Drive and Mississippi Highway 25 north toward Carthage.
I like going against what she tells me to do. It's always good.
In 10 miles, take exit 56 onto West Government Street.
So anywho, we're heading back. I'll be back home. It's showing 906 right there. It's about 250 miles down there one way. I'll do some more vlogging on the way back, but this will be the video you're gonna get. I did some crazy cutting. Some 2 trees were really nutso that I took down there for them. They wanted them cut because they were really concerned about the storms and everything. They've got a nice place down there too, and they just wanted to give a relief cut all the way kind of around it where the wind comes out of the west all the time, and so that no tree could reach their camp houses there where they got them sitting at. So that's what I done, and they took care of me while I was there. I stayed at their camp. They cooked lunch for me, and then they did a crawfish boil for me, and last night, so we had potatoes, carrots, onions, garlic, celery, all that stuff in a crawfish bowl. And these boys here, they're true blue Cajuns too, man. They could throw down, I'm telling you. And so they got up this morning. Mr. Kenneth had the coffee going. I was so tired last night, it was ridiculous. I died, and matter of fact, the alarm was going off this morning. I had my phone down on the floor, kind of edge of the bed. I never heard it. What woke me up was the smell of the coffee in there brewing. And he told me when I got up, he said, "I'll send to come in there and shake you, man." So I was like, yeah, I said, I didn't hear the alarm. The only reason I got up was because of the coffee. But anywho, we'll go up here and exit off, hit the airport exit right up here, and get back on Highway 25, heading toward Starkville. That way. See it. All right, right over there is the Jackson Airport. I have come in and out of there a few times over the years. So this light right here is the last light. Once I get past this one, I feel like I'm home free. Yeah, so this old fella lives, I'm real close to his place now, Mr. Jimmy Johnson. He has come to saw class that I've put on before. Like I said, we're real close to where his place is, right here at that light. So big shout out to Mr. Jimmy. We're on 25 northbound. It's showing them 147 miles. from the house. Still showing 2 hours and 8 minutes. Arrival a little after 9. I'm probably going to stop by a job. I've got another school job that needs to be done after hours, and I'm probably going to stop by and unload the Mini and drop my gooseneck there at that location as I come through town. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and knock that job out around lunch, a little after lunch today. Go ahead and get it done, because like I said, it's got to be done after hours. So I'll go ahead and get it out of the way. I'll get this video posted before I go over and do that. But this week here has been pretty crazy, because I have absolutely killed it this week with work and turned out a lot of jobs. I turned out a bunch, and then quoted a bunch of jobs, and they got returns on them. And then I quoted one back, gosh, it was back in the fall, I guess, probably October, maybe early November. I think it was before deer season came in, and I had quoted it and forgot about it. And that guy, I got a text, and I didn't recognize the name on the text when I got it last night, and I was like, who the heck is it? Because he's talking about, hey, we're ready to do our trees now, you know, and I had to kind of scroll back up to the text to refresh my memory of who it was, and I was like, okay, all right, well, I didn't figure they were going to do it. And sometimes that'll happen, you know. You'll have people that it takes a while for them to either make up their mind, or different reasons, you know, money, things, you know, life, everything. And so thank goodness, everything that I do, I note. Like when I quote jobs, I actually write up a note, and it stays in my phone. And of course, then it shares back to my iPad, so I have 2 copies of it, and then I'll send the customer a copy of it too. And I've usually got a video of it also, of what the work is. And so, because sometimes there's a big lag there, and it just kind of helps to refresh my memory, and for them also, you know, what all we're going to do, and you know, the cost of it, and this, that, and the other. So but I'm so behind right now. It's crazy. Like I said, it turned out a lot of work this week, but it didn't seem like it. I mean, it helped me, but I pretty much replaced every job that I turned out this week with even more than what I turned out, which is that's a good thing. So we'll get in there, hammer them out as quickly as we can. I may here shortly start looking for somebody to kind of help me part-time and stuff, that somebody's got a job. Chris still helps me. Chris has been working a lot of overtime shifts and stuff where he works, and so it's kind of knocked him out. It's instead of him having a couple days a week where we could work doing things, it's knocked him back to basically a day now. And so then take the weather factor into it, and it's a lot of the days he's been off now, it's actually rained, so I've kind of had to not been able to use him. So we'll roll with it the best that we can and just keep on going. But yep, so this is the road right here, 471. It cuts across and goes right across the middle of Ross Barnett. Well, the upper end of Ross Barnett right there. Like sometimes if I'm going to Vicksburg or something, I'll cut across that road. I'll hop off and go that way, and then I'll jump on the Natchez Trace over there. It bumps right along the edge of the reservoir, and then I'll hop back on 20 down there. But yeah, stay out all them lights, man. In Jackson, they have got some traffic lights in Jackson. It's crazy. But, we're gonna keep the pedal hammer down and keep on rolling back. This truck, it commands this trailer. I mean, it's just like it's not even back there. I mean, just rolls. Running about it all the way down there, and so far all the way back, I've been running, well, it's showing 8.1 miles a gallon right there, which is not bad because this truck's got 488 gears in it, so it's really low gear. So I'm running 73, and you can see I'm turning a 2450 RPMs right there. So it's pretty dang good. I'm still very happy with this thing. It's a beast, man. So anywho, I'll be back. So we're coming into Louisville, Mississippi. That's how it's said here, is Louisville, unlike Louisville, Kentucky. That's just how they pronounce it here. Just the way it is, man. You know, this is where Super Slade lives. All right, so it's 9:09 right now. I'm already back in Columbus. Unhooked the trailer and got the Mini unloaded. And this is the one I'm gonna do today. We'll prune these lower limbs off and around the perimeter of it too. And then that one hickory that's straight over the slide right there, I'll take it completely down. So we're gonna knock this thing out. We'll go home and get this video ready and get her done. So this is called Franklin Academy, but it's part of the city school system. I think it's our oldest school that we've got in Columbus. That's about all I know about it. And I've lived here all my life. I know it's a very old school. I'll walk y'all over here and show you all this. This is the old city school football field right here. You can see the gate entrance where it used to be right here years ago. This is called the Magnolia Bowl because it's down in a hole. You can kind of tell. I'm not sure how the camera is going to depict this, but it's down in a pretty substantial hole down there where it's at. Hey, look at that groundhog down there on the field. Look at him. This was just a big, deep gully down through here, and they put this football field here, and they still use this thing even up when I was still in high school. Even after I got out of high school, they probably still use it on up in the early 90s, I'm sure. You see that wall over there starting to slough off over on that side over there, but they don't use it no more. They built a new football field over in East Columbus. Matter of fact, the video that I posted the other day where I took down that gum at the school playground there, the football field is right there adjacent to that. But there's be a lot of activity here, that's for sure. So the city school owns all this property right here. See, this is a well, they've got it fenced, but it's a hole over there, very deep hole. So part of the history of that thing is too, when they were filling that in, supposedly, I don't know whether it is or not, but it probably is, there's supposed to be a bunch of old cars back in the day. They had scrap cars, so that's what they put down there first and then put the dirt over top of it. Now whether that's for a fact or not, I'm not sure, but that's what they say. Okay, there's some steps that go down there. I think and that is deep down there. I want to think that Steve told me that there's some old tennis courts down there in that hole, and that's probably right. To get that fenced off, because there's the steps. So what I'm gonna do here, they told me that when I work this thing to just take the brush and what have you and throw it over the fence off into the hole over here. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm going to bring the chipper and probably set it up. Might set it up right here and just aim to shoot and blast the chips off down through there. That way there's no full-size debris. But they're fixing to replace this stuff. These things have probably been here since back in the 60s, I bet, these old playgrounds like this. Most everything now is that newfangled plastic stuff with all the playground mulch, you know, frou-frou stuff. I mean, man, back at New Hope when I was in school, I mean, this was it. The old metal stuff. I mean, dude, we broke bones, arms, you know, everything. We were tough, man. I mean, stuff like that. We had people fall from up there on top of that thing, you know. You just crazy, man. And they still use the dot. Look at how the paint's wore off of it. They come out here, they let recess out the other day. They come running out there and they were all over all this stuff. But so I think that thing right there is around 20 grand for that little setup, just that one setup right there, the plastic stuff there. And this thing right here probably didn't, back in the day, probably didn't even cost $1,000, you know. And it stood the test of time. It's right here, all that. All right, so a little bit different video from normal, just kind of a vlog thing, because I didn't have time to like really put anything together. But I'm gonna kind of end this video with this. If you're a hustler and you've got a dream and you want to do something, go after it. Go after it. Go get it, man. Go get it. Don't get locked into the norm of the quote safety net. Go out there, take a little bit of a risk. Take calculated risk. Be smart. And go get it. You know, go get it. You can do it. Everybody can. Appreciate all y'all watching. We'll catch y'all later. Later, Tatters.